All right. Well, it turns out I should have had, all right. My mic wasn't on, so that's on me. Anyway, I've just changed the entire point of the stream, so now I'm gonna stop this. All right. So today I had kind of a false start on this stream, but now we're starting over. So I'm gonna try to I'd like to use Traktor with my live setup in order to sample songs on the fly with their stems separated. That is something that I can do currently with Serato Sample, but it has a lot of disadvantages, and I just think Traktor used to do that purpose would work really well. So after just doing a very tiny amount of research, I realized that this very, very interesting mapping that I've used for Traktor before. I don't actually know if this is supported in Traktor version 4. I hope it is. So yeah, but how do you say that? Bo Bright? Is that Boo Bright? Something like that. He says it will work on 3.2. So basically, all I really care is that it has all the funk. Oh wow, this is from 2014. It's over 10 years old. Yeah, I'm gonna download this, and I'm gonna try to use it and see if it works. I might have to. All right, so I'm gonna extract it. All right, I don't like you guys seeing my downloads. So let me just. Yeah, this was not exactly what this stream was supposed to be, but I realized that it actually should work. So let me read the manual. Oh, it's a TSI file. Here's the manual. It's a JPEG. No, thank you. Oh wait, that's what I'm opening this in. Okay. What do we got? I don't see any information about how to import this. It's probably on the website. So let's find out. This is an old ass website, so it's tiny font. It doesn't say. Usually they tell you exactly what to do. Where okay, I'm gonna have to keep looking here. Let me type in the word setup. You know, I bet you it says it in this video. Alexa, turn on the speakers. There we go. Still no sound.
The S4 mapping is pretty simple. It basically repurposes the jog wheels for some really cool effects. There's two different ways of using the jog wheel. You can go into what's called jog wheel.
Oh, all right. Let's do this.
Effects mode by pressing select them. Be playing and onto your desktop. You're going to click on the preferences tab up here. And this is how.
All right, here's he's showing it. He's showing it.
Mapping into Traktor. going to click the big import button right here.
I hope this works with this newer version of Traktor. It probably will. I feel like Native Instruments, they want people to not be mad, so. Import. Now what do I do?
And go ahead and navigate to the desktop or wherever you went ahead and downloaded that mapping. I've got it right here. Now you want the .tsi file. If it's in a zip file, you need to unzip that. Don't load the zip file. Hit open. Hit OK.
So he wants us to import everything that it has. Mappings. Oh, look. It's just saying GUI layout is not available. And other preferences is not available. So I hope that doesn't matter.
Bring in all these settings. And then I actually want you to do that twice. So bring that mapping in.
Yeah, so they want you to bring it in a second time. So I have not set up anything yet on this version of Traktor. Connect and select an audio device. What are you talking about? Whoa, why do I have Ableton Move ASIO? That's not even a thing. And of course, everything's doubled up. I don't know why. Play. Win built-in sound card. Why do you care? I don't really have a built-in sound card. I guess I technically do, but there's never been a speaker hooked up to it. All right, so this is okay. So probably have to do that. Okay, well, the jog wheels work. Let's see, that thing works. Let's see if this works. Yeah, that works. So it works. Let me try to figure out. I should probably like put it in front of me so I can actually mess with it. So bear with me. Oh, disconnected, I think. All right. So the audio is currently going. I don't know where the audio is going. Audio is going somewhere, but not. Oh, wait. Okay, cool. It's going out of my sound card. I think that is not what we want, but like, I think that it's good. So, all right, here's the question. Oh, okay, cool. Look, it's going. I already set this up earlier. So this is actually going through Ableton. How nice is that? So let me just explain how I did that. So Traktor S4 has audio output. I've connected just physically with a cable that out of the two master outputs out of the Traktor S4 into the two, actually 3 and 4 input, which are the line inputs on my Focusrite. Focusrite, I got the 4i4, which is what I would recommend because you can just do more than your basic stuff with it, but it's also not like, it's pretty cheap still. So I've got every single input in this thing used up. I got this microphone. I got my second microphone, which is my kind of my performance microphone. Then I've got two, one stereo pair input from Traktor. So of course I can scratch and sample it now, which I don't know. Should I try to do that? And actually, there's lots of more exciting things than this going on with this set. As you can see, I have not talked about this on the stream yet, but there's this looper thing that I've built in Maxter Live that I don't know if I might start a Patreon and like put some of the stuff on there because I kind of want to put it out there, but I don't want to like say it's done because it's never done. It's like always in progress. So I feel like putting on a Patreon would be like, if you guys want to support me, you can do it, and you can also get this thing. But I don't. I'm not gonna. Don't sign up just for this because it's not like a finished product. But I don't know. But it's pretty cool. So on my controller over here, so I do this. So I could be like, oh wait, I don't even know if this output is going anywhere. Okay, this output is only going to me because this Q thing, again, this setup it's pretty complicated, and in some ways it's kind of annoying how complicated it is because as any setup becomes more complex and you can do more with it, it becomes harder to make it act in a more versatile way. So the only thing I have routed out to you guys, the stream, is this 3 and 4 out. Now, to be honest, I wonder if there's a way. Now, right now I'm using loopback inside of my Focusrite. So if I could just do this real quick. Go to my Focusrite control and switch loop back to 1 and 2, and then you would be able to hear what I hear. So I guess I'll do that for now. Of course, if I go live on the stream, I have to remember to switch it back. Anyway, I'm just going to double check in OBS. There we go. You guys should be able to hear that now. So now if I do this demo again, so this looper is cool. These two patches and this patch over here all work in tandem. So basically when you hit a button like this, it plays out of this so when I make a loop, it plays out of this receiver here. So basically you can have effects in between. So this is where it records, this is where it plays back. Anything in between can be an effect. So I've got reactor here, I've got tornado. That's all I have right now. I'm gonna add more stuff. I'm gonna add like I might do infiltrator because I want to use my chaos pad, and I want to just like I don't know if I did this on stream or not, but I had set up infiltrator to work with chaos pad, and it works really nice. And then tornado, I've just always had that one. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not because it's relying on. I'm going to try to like not add any more controllers to my setup for a while. And this used to be mapped to my Z1, and like Z1 just doesn't quite fit in this whole setup. I mean, I could always map it to machine maybe, because machine, but then I'd have to like switch what mobs. Oh, sorry. There's a guy in the chat. Are you using Ableton as a MIDI controller? Am I using Ableton as a MIDI controller? I mean, kind of. There is no, not yet. I mean, I guess what you're asking is like, am I sending MIDI from Ableton to Traktor? The answer is not yet. I might do that, but I'm not trying to do that yet. Also, somebody said, shout out Cocaine says, can you click the MIDI tab, top right, assign Traktor controls to do something? You could. I mean, what you could do is, so Traktor sends MIDI out basically so that if you have a controller that has LEDs on it, almost every single control will send a MIDI out. So you could actually do that. You could send Traktor MIDI out back into Ableton and map that to something. That's not what I was going to do, but I suppose I could do that. Like, what would be fun to do? I guess you could, like, I could map it to EQs or something. That way, like, you know, the economy of controllers. Like, for instance, I don't use deck C and D, really. Honestly, I'm probably going to use one deck only, because this is, I said before, if you missed it, I'm only using Traktor right now with this setup in order to sample. I'm using it basically as like as if was a vinyl player, and I'm sampling it into the looper. So I only really need one, maybe two decks for that if I want to like have multiple samples loaded up or multiple tracks loaded up, which I probably would. But I don't think 4 decks is going to be necessary. So yeah. So theoretically there's way more controls on this controller than actually you know, are needed. So I don't know if I would do that or not. I mean, part of the thing is that there are so many things you can do. Like, I've got this hooked up to live visuals. I've got this hooked up to Machine. I've got this hooked up to custom Max for Live patches. I've got it hooked up to Endless, which is like my actual looper, which is over here. And that's hooked up to the cloud, or at least it hopefully will be hooked up to the cloud when they turn the servers back on, because the servers are turned off right now because they ran out of money, but they will hopefully be turning them on soon. Oh, I hate this. So one thing I go on about is that for some reason Ableton, this version of Ableton maybe specifically, I'm not sure if it's specific, but it loses the MIDI connection all the time here. See, like, these are grayed out. Why? It's right there. And then sometimes it forgets what channel it's supposed to be on. So that's annoying. Anyway, I got to get back to it because I only have a little bit of time here. So my objective is to figure out this mapping. All right. So all I really care about is, okay, stem deck with hybrid deck remix deck controls. The remix 1 through 4 buttons control hotkey 5 through 8 by default. Whilst hybrid mode is activated, the remix buttons 1 through 4 will trigger mute samples or mute stems in the stem deck configuration. All right, so let me see. The effects 1 and 2 buttons / knobs are controlling DJ effects unit by default. In hybrid mode, they control slot volume and slot mute unmute. Hold the effects mode button to temporarily engage the hybrid mode. Man, this is fucking complicated. Or quickly tap the effects mode to toggle the mode on and off. There are several ways to exit the state while it's toggle on. Press effects mode. Activate jog effects mode. Activate freeze mode. All right. So, hybrid mode. Here we go. Effects unit mode. Hold the remix deck hybrid mode. Okay, so this mode button, that is the secret sauce right there. So let's see. mode. All right, so first of all, what I need to do is I need to figure out where I need to make the stems, right? And this thing can apparently make the stems on the fly, but I need to know where the stem files are going to be saved. And I know that is a setting somewhere. It seems like they've added more pages of settings in this version. I found you. All right, well, that is that where I wanted to save? I had to think about. I was just thinking about it for a minute. I'm okay with it. I might just delete the stems folder, like if it gets too big, because I can always make the stems over again. It apparently is very quick. So I guess I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna like hit. I watched a video that said I could just like right click on it and say like make stems, and I'm not seeing that. Let's see. Okay, well, it's kind of a bummer because now I'm gonna have to go back to Google and figure out how to make a stem. Traktor for make stems. That's what it says to do. So it's right click and click generate stems. I don't see that, man. Set type to track. What does that do? Maybe it's because these are like the built-in tracks. Yeah, obviously I want to like make my own stuff. So I'm gonna just do new playlist. New stuff. And then I'm gonna go find the songs that I was gonna do. So all right, this whole folder of stuff. All right, there's a bunch of random stuff from like UDO and Suno that I was gonna sample. So I'm gonna just go ahead and I don't see generate. Oh, okay. Generate stems. There we go. Before I do that, I'm going to analyze them. That's fine. So it's going to go ahead and analyze those. I'm going to play one of them to see what I want. All right, so one thing is that I'm going to be working in faster BPMs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to set the BPM to yeah. Let's see if that. Each one to set the peak to be section. That's fine, but whatever. Just do it all. All right, so I got 36 songs here. That's a lot. I see like one I actually want to sample. Maybe this one. Some of these songs, the audio quality is not the best. This one I like. Generate stems. All right. I should probably do a couple more. Like this one. Yeah, that one's good. I'm just looking for stuff that has good hooks. And then I wish, does it have an indicator that shows that it has stems now? That would be nice. I like this one. Generate. This one I kind of like. All right, so okay, so this one has a different icon, so I think that means it has stems or something. I don't know, maybe it doesn't mean that. I don't know what it means. Lock, check, exclamation. I think exclamation means it can't be found. I think check just means you've played it. I don't know what lock means. So this is interesting. So if I'm apparently if I hold shift and drag it in, I can drag it in stem free. So I'm wondering if I change the beat grid on this version, if it'll update on the other version, right? So I got this tap. Do I have a tap button? I wonder. There's no tab button on here. That is weird. Let's see if there's a tap tempo feature on this. Unfortunately, I can't search a freaking JPEG. I guess I could if I threw this into like ChatGPT. Maybe I should do that, honestly. Oh, use the shift buttons on the tracks with unlocked beat grids. Hold the right side shift plus tap left side shift. Hold left side shift plus tap right side shift. Interesting. So this is on B, so this seems like if I hold, like I said, left side shift, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So it's just shift buttons, weirdly. So unlocked beat grid, I think it's unlocked. Oh, actually that's correct though, so I don't really care. I'm gonna set I don't know. What should I use? 4 for the chorus? 3? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna make sure quantize is on. So I'm gonna just redo that one. Oh, hit spacebar. All right, so now this one. So now that worked. Seems to be like a glitchiness there, doesn't it? It's like, I don't know. So how do I turn on key lock? Let's find out. Shifts plus play equals key lock on and off. Okay, well that's actually how looks probably how that's normal. How do I actually can I change the pitch from here? Let me just kind of mess with it. Like if I hold shift and do this, does that do anything? What if I do like shift plus gain? Does that do anything? No, it actually changes the filter, weirdly. Oh, because there's no filter knobs on this freaking... Oh, wait, no, yes, there are. Why does it control the filter then? Why? Why bother with that? Maybe the filter knobs do something else in one of the modes. And then... All right, so most importantly, I mean, of course, I want to figure out how to change the key, if I can. Because this mapping seems like it has everything. Like, why wouldn't it have changed the key, right? Loop encoders. No, I'm not seeing it. Not seeing anything about how to change the pitch. I could go back to the DJ Tech Tools thing. Key adjust. It says key adjust is available. But of course it doesn't actually say how to do that. If anybody knows, tell me in the chat. Echo mods, jog effects, that's not it. Loop encoders, maybe? Beat jump. Echo mod. Tempo range selector. I don't see it. I don't see it. It might just be one of those things where I could like go into the control editor, but then no, that one doesn't really make sense because that just tells you what the MIDI notes are or the MIDI messages are. It doesn't tell you how to do it. This is the only thing I see about key lock right here. Shift plus play, key lock on and off, but no actual changing of the key. What can I do? I don't know. Might have to go to Google. Marsha says, "What's up? Didn't know you could use controller in Ableton. What are you trying to do with it?" I'm not even really trying to use it in Ableton. I'm just trying to sample Traktor from Ableton, basically. So Traktor is going to do Traktor things. Ableton is going to do Ableton things. And, you know, on my left, I've got a Ableton push. So push is going to control it. So the main thing I'm trying to do is to turn this into a sampling machine. So you can see I got these stems set up. I've got some, I'm going to mute these. I'm going to be able to sample that, loop it in Ableton. That's the goal. So still to do is figure out how to change the key on the fly, which I haven't figured out how to do because it just doesn't say in this manual, even though it says it supports it. So that's annoying. One thing I could do is just go into the mapping itself and just verify that there are actual controls. So actually, this actually tells you like the knob it's actually mapped to. So maybe I can actually figure this out. I'm gonna there's so many things in this mapping that it just like froze for a second, even though I have like a badass computer. All right, so I'm gonna do it a K for key. So HIJK. So it's B above the J. There's nothing. There's nothing. All right, I'm gonna try to go on the left hand side for the control and see if there's anything under K for key. Key lock on. There we go. I found you. Left tempo fader. While modifier 2 is active. See, look at that. Mod. Key adjust with opposite shift plus deck tempo fader. Doesn't say anything about tempo faders on here. So I guess this is like the rail manual. It's just in here. So I can actually leave this open. Having this open doesn't even do anything bad. So you can just, so theoretically now it says opposite shift plus tempo. So shift plus tempo. Oh, okay. So it's just literally like giving me like anything. Like I will have to, if I use this, I will have to manually tune it. It's not going to like give me nice discrete values like if I was doing this. So womp womp. That's not exactly what I wanted, but still useful to have. And, you know, it might be fun to play with it. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, so that'd be cool to like set a loop, right? So if I'm like, I want to sample this, I'm gonna do, here, I'll rewind it, right? So I'm just gonna wait. All right, so set that loop just by using the loop in and out buttons. And so now what I probably should do is, let me just see what would happen if I just deleted this cue point and re-added it. Okay, so it fucked up my whole shit right now. All right, so fuck my shit. Let me go back. What I should have maybe done. Let's see. Let me just do that test over again. And so this is the point right here. Cue. I'm gonna set that loop point. I'm gonna scroll somewhere else. And I'm gonna try setting the loop point. So it actually sets it. So that's cool. So now I have this loop and I can do whatever I want with it. So I can play it. Nice. So then I can grab another one of these tracks. So thinking about this that's kind of annoying is like, I actually think I might want this to be at 200 BPM because I typically don't work at this kind of slow BPM. So then what I would do is I go to, where's the grid? Oh, you have to pop it out. All right, so I'll just do ×2. That's all I needed to do. Cool. So that's it. So now, next objective is, how do I mute these on the fly instead of doing it with the mouse like I just did? So this says, press this effects button, right? Hold the remix deck hybrid mode, toggle the remix deck hybrid mode, and then I think these buttons are supposed to control that. So if I do toggle, that's really freaking cool. How do they do that? Oh man, that is awesome. So I can just hold this down, quickly mute things, and then release it. That is freaking awesome right there. So what else can we do in this mode? So fuck you, Vodafone. Hybrid mode is activated. I'll trigger mute samples, mute stems. Slot volume and slot mute unmute. So I don't know why there's like 2 slot mute unmutes, but let's just hit it and then see what they're talking about. So that's not working. What are they talking about? Let's try it again. It says effects 1 and 2 buttons. I'm controlling effects unit by default. In hybrid mode, they control slot volume. Effects 1 and 2 button knobs. So that's I know you guys can't see the controller, so not a great demo. Huh. It ain't doing nothing for me. It's just controlling effects. Effects 1 and 2, though. What is that clip? All right, so that didn't really work, but these work. So that's honestly, that's all I really care about, is having these mutes working, because that's what I need. So, and let me just check it on this deck as well. Works. This is amazing. This is like exactly what I needed this to do. So play this one. I love how it actually gets like the downbeat perfectly accurate every time. So I should be able to hold shift and like scrub through the song. Oops. And then just like mute stuff. Now I just have the drums. Now I just have the drums in. All right, so other stuff I wanted to sample are just like halftime drums from Halftime Music. So this is my medium monkey, but you guys don't need to see that. I'll just do look for some music here. All right, those are pretty good. Gonna make a new playlist. I'm gonna throw all this stuff in there. This is by a guy called Vorso. I just heard this the other day and I was like, you know, if I could write something over these beats, then that would be kind of insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this again. Set everything. And I'm gonna set it to pretty fast here. Yeah. And then we're going to just try throwing in Yep. Anything that's like a drum step kind of beat, I'm into that. So I'm going to go ahead and generate stems. I don't know what all these are. Yeah, if it's a drum step beat, I'm gonna sample it. And no, I'm not. These samples are not gonna end up in anything that I'm gonna release, by the way. This is just for live fuckery. Basically. I gotta go for like a specific BPM, like this one maybe. Yeah, that works. Some people call this glitch hop. I mean, it's definitely glitch hop-ish. I think of it as more like drum step, but some people don't use that term anymore at all. This definitely sounds like a swing. I think the glitch hop has like swing on it. Yeah, I love that beat. So we're gonna grab that. And then I guess I'm gonna maybe just make a new playlist and say it's gonna be like stemmed. And then we can just grab all these stemmed tracks and put them in the stemmed folder. So new stuff, anything that is stemmed, I'm gonna throw it in here. Stemmed. Again, I don't know why. Does it let me sort it by stemmed? No, it doesn't. Why not? I don't know. It's very odd. But, see, now I'm all out of order. Did I put this one in there or not? It'll probably tell me if I did. Stemmed. All right, so now I got a bunch of stemmed stuff. Some of it is beats, some of it is like vocal tracks. I'm gonna go back in here, maybe go through a few more of these. Yeah, that one's cool. I'll try that one. Like that one. I hear some like glitchiness. I wonder if that's just because, you know, it's doing stem separation right now in the background, which obviously is not going to be doing that too long. Like that one. I should probably be bringing them into the stemmed as I do it. Because now I'm probably going to miss some of them. It's not very efficient, is it? And I wonder how big my stems folder is becoming as I do this. All right, so yeah, I could just do, oops. All right, so next thing I got to figure out is sync. How am I going to sync this up with Ableton? And obvious answer is just use link. So external sync link is already enabled. I'm going to enable an Ableton. Ableton set to 140. Link. All right, so now master is set to 140. And now if I hit sync on this deck, it'll try to play it at 140. So will it actually be in time? It's what happened? What happened? Oh, Ableton crashed. I think I know what happened. I think my Max for Live patch doesn't like Ableton Link. So we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way with MIDI. If you like look at actually what's happening when you have Ableton Link, it's like changing the BPM extremely fast to keep everything in sync. It just like changes it slightly. It doesn't show you that in the actual like interface, but if you try to hit record and you record audio while you have Link on, oh man, should I try to recover my work? I guess I will. I don't know if this will work because like my undo history's probably got, I'm using Max for Live and that like totally pollutes your undo history a lot of the time. And there's no way to really fix that. At least there wasn't as of, I learned Max for Live a couple years ago and I haven't really been keeping up with like all the new developments with it. Because who's got the time? I just want to build the thing that I want to build and then use it. I don't want to like learn about every fucking feature of Max for Live under the sun. I just want to build a patch and just have it do the thing. All right, it is almost 10. I gotta get the stream started. So this is like the last thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna jam a little bit and try to sample some of these songs. Let's see. These stems are still separating, which is fine. Of course, shit. Just crashed again on me. This is why I don't typically stream this kind of stuff, because there's a lot of crashing. There's a lot of waiting around for things to restart. This time I'm not going to try to recover it. I'm going to make sure that Ableton Link is not enabled, but it isn't. It is not. So that's good. I mean, I didn't have to do too much setup in Ableton, so that's good. Honestly, what I really should do is just what I should do is really just write down the features of this thing that I'm actually going to use, because that was mostly what I spent my time on this stream. So So I'm going to write down like effects select button. Enable hybrid mode. I'm going to put that in quotes because it's kind of, what does that even mean, right? Shift plus opposite tempo fader, change key, shift plus play, key lock. And then of course I got to explain what is hybrid mode. Hybrid mode is in hybrid mode, hold for temp, quick press for toggle. There we go. That's a really good like UX thing that I wish that other things would have. Like I wish Machine would adopt that instead of having to do shift or whatever, like lock, because it's annoying. Or like maybe it should be a setting. Anyway, hybrid mode, cues 5 through 8 become stem mutes. That's like the most important feature. Other than that, I mean, there's a ton of other features on here. I do want to try to learn them or relearn them because I have used this mapping like years ago, but first of all, I'm glad it works on the current version of Traktor. That is a big win right there. I mean, it's pretty amazing that this still works, and like this was created in like 2014 and it does so much. All right, so Ableton started up again. I don't know. I didn't save, I guess. Did I save? Actually, the only thing I really... Oh, yeah, Traktor in. The only thing that I really need to set up again is... How do I send MIDI from... How do I send MIDI from Ableton into Traktor? That is the question. So I'm going to say this was meant to go to Ableton to Traktor. So then we're sending MIDI to Traktor. I think what I got to do is say output, Ableton to Traktor. I'm going to check on sync. And now I don't even think I have to have any other tracks doing anything with Traktor. I think that'll just work. So then I'll say external, enable MIDI clock, and then I'll hit play. Gonna change the BPM. Okay, so I'm going to turn on external. Still not doing nothing. It should be changing. Oh, I think I wonder if I have to add this input as a controller. So I just do generic MIDI, Ableton to Traktor, output, Traktor to Ableton, and just don't have it do anything. Then, okay, didn't do anything. Um, external clock source. I don't know. Let's see. Let me change this again. Auto, snap quantize. All right, what should I do now? Ask ChatGPT. This is definitely not the most interesting stream I've ever done, but maybe this will help somebody. So, how do I set an external MIDI source as a master clock for Traktor? We'll see if ChatGPT knows. MIDI clock. Is there a MIDI clock? No. There's no MIDI clock. So yeah, ChatGPT is not telling me. Oh wait. No. Sync to external MIDI clock. Oh. I guess I just had to turn that off. Or not. I don't know. So, nice thing about this is that I can add. Oh, this is so unstable. 146 point blah blah blah. I mean, it's kind of insane how like it doesn't just lock on to 147. Like, it took so long for it to do that. All right, so this is at 200. Let's go with something that's closer to my actual BPM. So 135. Let's go 135. We'll play this one. Not hearing it. Turn on sync. Oh, it's because all the stems are muted. Okay, so I gotta figure out how I can sync these up. Oh, there's like a play button thing. Sync. Is there a metronome in Traktor? I think there is. I think there is. There it is. All right, so oops, that just froze everything for a second. I don't really care if there's a limiter. So how do I hear? I assume it coming out of the Q, which I'm not really using a Q. I'm going to set the Q output to master left and right. There we go. We'll see how off that is from the Ableton clock. So it's behind. So all I have to do is, oh, there's offset right here too. And freezing, it's freezing up on me now. So if that's going to freeze up on me when I try to use it, then lame. Let's go. Yeah, I tried to click this, it just kind of freezes. That's really lame. Of course, now I can't turn off that click. Oh, 1 ms offset. I mean, maybe if I knew the exact offs, it's probably going to be like, it's usually like 50 milliseconds for some reason. No, I don't want 1 milliseconds offset. I'm just going to do an Ableton. I'm going to set up the offset. It'll just be easier. Oh, it didn't even take. It's set to 1. Yeah, I'm going to try to just do 0. Enter. What? Now it's set to 1 and I can't set it back. I mean, 1 is not going to make a difference, but come on. Trying to think, where do I set up the offset for the sync? I know there's some place that is done. Maybe, oh, I think I have to do this. There it is. So I'm going to say, I think I have to set it to negative. I'm going to say 50 just to start and see how that goes. So I play, or actually everything is playing. So we'll see if the metronome that's pretty much it. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. And that is how you get Traktor in sync with Ableton. All right, so that's kind of it then. That's really all I need to do to get this to work. I did just like make some, I don't know.